but to provide real support. This is one of our first maiden journeys into this unique feature that is available to us. I'm delighted on behalf of the committee to be here today to listen to it as well. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you so much, Sally. We're very glad to have you here on the webinar with us. And now I am going to turn it over to Karen Daly, our Executive Director here at Dumbarton House.
Hi ladies, good afternoon. It's wonderful to be with you all today and great to have with us Jennifer Adams, who is the Senior Director for Membership and Registration at the American Alliance of Museums. Jennifer is going to lead the bulk of our presentation today, and she's going to be outlining for you AAM membership and the resources that are available through AAM for you and all of our NSCDA museum properties across the country through our new NSCDA networked membership. We also have with us on the call, as Sally mentioned, Catherine Newsom. Catherine is our NSCDA membership coordinator, and in her role, she is working as our staff liaison with the National Museum Properties Committee. So those of you who are working with museum properties at the state level or on the national committee will be hearing more and working with Catherine more in the days ahead. Catherine came to Dumbarton House with a master's degree in art history and a focus on museum studies from Georgetown University, and so we're thrilled to be able to leverage her museum experience and expertise now working with all of you. So those are our players today on our call. I am going to turn it over to Jennifer Adams, who's going to walk through the American Alliance of Museums benefits, how to connect, advocacy. We will have time at the end, again, as Catherine mentioned, for questions when we'll unmute you, so keep track of them as we go. And then Catherine will wrap us up at the very end with some upcoming NSCDA activities to be on the lookout for. So without further ado, let me pass the mic over to Jennifer Adams and she'll take it away.
Oops. All right, thank you so much, Karen and Catherine. And there we are, we're back in the right place. It's a pleasure to be with you all today and introduce you to the benefits of American Alliance of Museums membership. We're really thrilled to have NSCDA as a networked member and have all of your museums as members and advocates and able to take advantage of the many benefits that membership affords. So without further ado, we're going to talk a little bit about how your museums and you as board members can connect to these AAM benefits, how you can connect to the whole museum field through membership, and of course answer any questions that you may have. So every one of your museums is now called, has a Tier 3 membership. We have 3 levels of membership for museums. Tier 3 is the top level and with the most benefits available to its members. Probably most interest to many of our Tier 3 museums is the ability to access many members-only resources that can help them do their jobs more effectively. We have a customer search service that's only available to Tier 3 members where you can email us and say, I have a question about collections and ethics. I got somebody who called today that wanted some planned giving language to use. Those kind of questions, if we have the answer, we'll help find them. We also have a searchable database of over 1,000 documents that come from other museums, codes of ethics, collections policies, emergency plans that your staff can look into and help to create those documents themselves if they want to see examples. Every staff member of your museums and you are able to sign up for our webinars for free. We have many professional development webinars throughout the year, and those are available for free. All staff can also get a discount on our annual meeting. This year it's going to be at the beginning of May in St. Louis. It's a big event. About 5,000 museum professionals show up for that. We also have a great program called the Alliance Purchasing Cooperative, which is about 16 national vendors who provide special discounts to our museum members. Some of them, the names you'll recognize, like Staples is part of it, but we also have Wesco, which does lighting, in particular has a museum expertise in LED lighting. Ferguson does plumbing. You can get a roof. Having historic houses, that's definitely something that some of your museums might be interested in. So discounts on things like that, purchasing, are available. We provide every member with a free copy of the National Standards and Best Practices document that AAM makes available. There's more members-only resources, and you get a 20% discount in our bookstore. Every member is entitled to, and we hope that they do, you put their logo either in printed materials on our website. So if you don't see it on a particular museum's website, we really encourage you to download it. And you are also, as a member, in our directory, which is, we call the Find a Museum directory. All of our members can be found there. We have about 250,000 people a month that come to our website. I'm not saying that all of them come to this directory, but there's good traffic, and it's a way to, small way to get some publicity. Now, as part of your network membership, the NSCDA also decided to buy what's called an all-staff package. And what that means is all of the staff working for your museums are also getting an individual professional membership in addition to the each museum's membership. And this affords a few extra benefits. We've got some online professional career resources that are available. Each person gets a copy of the magazine, as opposed to just one copy going to the museum itself. Now everyone gets a copy of Museum Magazine, which is our 6 times a year trade magazine for the museum field. Everyone gets free registration to Museum's Advocacy Day, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And we also have 22 professional networks, and professional members can join one or all of these. There's no additional cost, and they are networks that are organized around job disciplines and interests. So there's a curators committee, there's a registrars committee, there's also a Latino network, there's an LGBTQ network. So it's a way for museum professionals in what is a very large field to be able to narrow it down and interact with peers that are in their particular field or area of interest. Individual membership also affords you a card that you can proudly display. So how do you access all of these benefits that I just mentioned? That is mostly through our website, and that is through a personal profile. So all of the staff members of the museums already have a personal profile, which allows each of them to log in. And once they've logged in, they're able to access the benefits of the museums. I'm not sure if it's possible that some of you also have been given this access. If you haven't, you can create a profile yourself and connect yourself to the organization that you're, the museum that you're associated with, and we'd be able to access the benefits. So as you see under employer information, you'll be able to search for your organization and put it in there and be able to access benefits. And also under your own personal profile is the place where you can choose professional networks if you are interested in professional networks. Unfortunately, we don't have one that's specific to trustees, but maybe someday we will. So how can you connect both with AAM and with the rest of the field? You can do that mainly through our website. There are tons of resources. Sometimes they're tough to find, unfortunately, but they're all there. So under resources, you can find our resource library and our publications and research and the information center and more. Again, logging in gets you the access to members only content. You can also, as I mentioned, you have access to free webinars, and when you go to our online programs calendar, you will find all kinds of webinars that are available on topics like managing volunteers and curation and exhibition design, everything that the field offers. There's also a careers and job page for anyone looking to build their network, they're looking for a job. We also give museum members a discount on posting jobs. So a museum that's looking for someone can get a discount on posting a job description, and places to find fellowships and so forth. You can connect with what's going on in the field by receiving our magazine, which is usually a thematic in some way, working with millennials. We have a recent one on increasing diversity in the museum field. We've had education issues. So all throughout the year, you're connecting with who's doing what in the museum field. You also connect with what Center for the Future of Museums, which is a center within American Alliance of Museums that concentrates on research and watching trends and looking where the world is going and how those trends affect or may affect the museum field. And every spring they put out Trends Watch. The new one will be coming out in about 2 months, and it's a very popular document. It comes out in print and PDF, and you'll probably see some emails about that when it comes out, but highly recommend it. I know many of our museums, this is one of the favorite pieces of content that we put out every year. You can also connect with colleagues right through an online community that we call Museum Junction. And the great benefit of Museum Junction is that it's an online message board where you can post questions and problems, and other museum professionals will respond and with their advice or their answers, and it runs the gamut from how do you stop dry rot in a log cabin, to what do you do about visitors touching your exhibitions, to recommendations about lighting, you name it, label writing, it's all there. So it's a really vibrant and interesting community to watch. And you can connect on social media if you're interested. Here's all our Twitter handles. At Lot Laura is our president, Laura Lott, and she's an avid tweeter. We also have a Facebook page. Some of the professional networks, PN stands for professional networks, have their own social media outlets. We have an AAM LinkedIn group, and we encourage our members to share with us and post and keep us abreast of what's happening through our social media outlets. And finally, I'm going to talk a couple minutes about advocacy, because one of the most important things that AAM does is advocate for museums, and we champion museums here in Washington. And we do that by monitoring what's going on legislatively, and we maintain relationships both with executive branch, with the administration, with federal agencies such as National Endowment for the Arts, National Endowment for Humanities, Institute for Museum and Library Services, and of course also maintaining relationships with key congressional staff, staff for the two appropriations committees and those kind of relationships. So we make the case to all of them that museums are essential and that they should be funded, and we do that in all kinds of different ways. And we also partner with a lot of other organizations here in Washington that are interested in the humanities and arts and preservation and culture and science, and work hard for our institutions. And we encourage our members to help out as best they can in that, and some ways that you can think about helping to advocate that might not be as obvious and certainly don't require being in Washington. One is to invite Congress to your museum. So invite your representative, invite your senator to come to your museum and visit. And we have a whole campaign in August when everyone's home in their districts to try and encourage Congress to visit their local museums. It's a big help in getting the message out about how every institution in a community really matters. We also have Museums Advocacy Day, and that is coming up. It's in the end of February this year. And we invite advocates to come to DC. If you're a member, it's free registration. You just have to pay for transportation and hotel. And we have a full day of orientation and programming and advice giving on what to do. And then the second day, everyone goes up to the Hill and meets with their senators and congressmen. All of those meetings are already set for you. And everybody gets out there and talks about museums and talks about the legislation that matters to museums. So it's a great day. The coming change on Friday of administrations and Congress is inspiring a lot of people to join us. We have twice as many advocates coming this year as we did last year, so that's exciting. And so that's something to consider. And we also send you advocacy alerts. Sometimes we ask people to send letters and emails to their representatives. And if anything else I've left out about advocating, you can find it at on our advocacy page. There are lots of tools to help museums and their trustees to get the word out about why their museums are essential. So that's a quick overview. I know I've gone through it fairly quickly. I would love to know if any of you have questions about anything I've said, or if there's something we can do to help you. And Catherine's unmuting everybody. Or you could put it in the chat box if you wish. Let's see. Any questions? No? All right. Well, then thank you so much for your time. My contact information was at the beginning. I don't know, are we planning to send this out to everybody as a PDF?
Hi everyone, this is Catherine again. This webinar, as well as all webinars going forward, will be recorded and they will be added to the national website. We do have a webinar page on the website now, and you'll be able to see these webinars at your leisure going forward and use them as tools. So it won't just be this webinar, it won't just be museum properties webinars, it'll be a whole host of webinars that you'll be able to have access to. This is just the first in 2017 of a whole list of a whole calendar of webinars that we have scheduled monthly through the rest of the year. So Jennifer, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And I'm actually going to hand the mic over to Karen right quick, who has a few words.
Thanks, Catherine. I just wanted to plug one of the items that Jennifer mentioned very early in the presentation was the Information Center and some of the customized research. And I know for sure that that has been very helpful to many of us in the NSCDA network over the years. At Dumbarton House, we routinely go to AAM when we're looking to update policies or create new ones. And the research is really targeted. So they're not going to send you examples of policies from, you know, the humongous art museum with, you know, a $50 million budget. They're going to look for historic sites and historic house museums and institutions that have operating budgets that are similar to yours, and they can target those and send them to you. So it's been immensely helpful to us at Dumbarton House, and I know that a few of our networked NSCDA sites have used it as well as their boards have looked at updating or creating policies, codes of ethics, or strategic plans, or HR and personnel policies, collections policies. So across the gamut, it's a really useful resource, and I encourage you to take advantage of it now that we're members. The website address for AAM is, Jennifer, www.aam.us, aam-us.org. That is the American Alliance of Museums. And as Catherine said, this whole webinar will be posted, recorded and posted on the website, so you can look back over it later as well. So now I'll kick it back to Catherine with some upcoming events that are coming up.
All right, thanks everyone. As you can see up on the screen, the Region 1 and 3 conference in Denver, Colorado is coming up very soon. It'll be May 4th through 7th. There'll also be another National Impact Survey coming out in the next few months, and we thank everybody who submitted those surveys the last time around. The results of that will be in the upcoming NSCDA annual report, which will be coming out in February. That report will be available online once it's out. There's going to be a roundtable for staff of NSCDA properties. In the past, you may have heard of the Directors Roundtable that we've had here at Dumbarton House. Well, in Austin, Texas, in September, we'll be having a full staff roundtable. It will not just be open to museum directors. It'll be open to the staff of all of the all staff of the NSCDA museum properties, and it's a great time for the staff to come together and bounce ideas off of one another and see what we're all doing around the country. And again, that'll be down in Austin, Texas, in conjunction with the American Alliance of State and Local History annual conference. And that'll be exciting, and hopefully you'll be able to spread the word to your staff members. We'll be getting a save the date out soon to them, and we're hoping to have a lot of interest in that. There will also be a survey for this particular webinar, which will be going out this week, so keep an eye out for that. We appreciate your feedback on those surveys so that we can continue to improve on the webinars going forward and give you the best experiences possible and bring you the best tools. And as we've mentioned multiple times, there will be more webinars coming up. So if you go to the website, we have a webinar calendar that's full of webinars for the next several months. There'll be museum properties webinars in particular, probably once a quarter, so keep an eye out for those, and we'll be bringing more and more tools to you with regard to your properties. So we again thank you so much for joining us today for this museum properties webinar on AAM, what AAM means for you and your museums, and we look forward to seeing you on future webinars. So everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.